Hi guys, Crochet and Connect here. I'm coming to you today with a craft book collection video. I received a comment a while back asking me to do a video of all my craft books. I don't remember when or from whom, but it was a long while ago. And I didn't feel like I had enough books to justify a whole entire video on them. But now I think I do, and I just feel like doing a video on them anyways. So here we go. So here I am on the floor at my bookshelf. Here's my little collection of craft books. Yes, I have yarn in my bookshelf because, as you can see here, my yarn storage is all completely full. I even have more yarn in a giant garbage bag in a closet because I just have nowhere to put all this yarn. So there is yarn in my shelf. So here's my book collection. You may have seen a bunch of these in like previous haul videos before, but so I'll start here. They're in no particular order either. So Crochet for a Beautiful Home, I found at a thrift shop. It's just basically like household items like afghans and tablecloths and things like that. This is Basic Crochet Stitches. It's basically a dictionary for crochet stitches and stitch patterns that I bought from Michaels a couple of years ago. The Complete Book of Crochet, I found this at a Value Village, and there's a lot of really nice patterns for like cushions and blankets and clothing and stuff in there. I have The Company's Coming Crocheting Easy Blankets, Throws, and Wraps. I found this at Value Village too, actually. It was like brand new condition. It was a really good find. There's a lot of beautiful patterns in there. Then I have The Company's Coming Crochet Toys book. I found this book at a store we used to have here in Canada called Zellers. It was basically like a Walmart-ish, Target-ish kind of department store that closed down a couple of years ago. They don't exist anymore, and I got this at a closing out sale for like $3 or something stupidly cheap like that. I have Everything Crochet, which my husband bought me for my birthday a couple of years ago. He bought it online from the Annie's Attic website. There's basically like everything you could ever need to know about crochet in here. It's a really handy reference. And then I have Granny Squares, Nanny Squares, which my mom found me from a thrift store. It's basically a whole bunch of various different types of granny squares and the items you can make out of them. Then I have The Instant Expert Crochet, Patterns, Techniques, Stitches, and Inspiration. I found this at a used bookstore, and it's like the most beautiful crochet book I have ever seen. There's like beautiful color pictures in here. I showed it in a video once. There's a lot of beautiful patterns in here for like baby items and clothing, and just a lot of really nice stuff in there. Then I have Weekend Afghans, which I found at a thrift shop. You're supposed to be able to make these Afghans in a weekend, but I can't make anything that large in 2 days. But there's a lot of really nice patterns in there. Then I found this at a thrift shop, Step by Step Crochet. It's basically an introduction to crocheting and a bunch of patterns for really small things like hats and pot holders and dishcloths and things like that. Then I have my two Vanna's books that I found at Value Village stores. Vanna's Favorite Crochet Gifts has a lot of afghans and clothing and baby items and things like that in there. And then Vanna's Afghans Through the House. There's a lot of really beautiful afghans in that one. Then I have Twinkie Chan's Crochet Goodies for Fashion Foodies. This is basically, it's mostly scarves and I think like a hat and a couple other things made from motifs of food items. Like as you can see, the scarf there is a cookie scarf, and then there's a whole bunch of other ones. There's like pizza and bacon and eggs and like ice cream cones and cupcakes and popcorn buckets and a whole bunch of really awesome things in there. I haven't made anything from this yet. I got this for Christmas from my husband a couple of years ago. I haven't gotten around to making anything yet, but I'm hoping to make something from that soon because there's a lot of awesome stuff in there. Then I have my collection of Stitch and Bitch books. This was the first ever crochet book I bought. I heard about the Stitch and Bitch series from a friend of mine who knits, and so this was the first crochet book I bought, and it was actually really helpful. I learned a lot from this. So there's everything you need to know to learn how to crochet, and then there's a bunch of neat crochet patterns in it. And then these are the knitting ones. We're getting into my knitting books now. The Stitch and Bitch Knitter's Handbook, which is like the basics of knitting and a bunch of knitting patterns. And then there's another one called Superstar Knits, which I do not have, and I think it kind of continues with this one. It's more advanced knitting techniques and then more knitting patterns. I might like to pick that up eventually if I can find it for cheap. And then Stitch and Bitch Nation, which is a collection of patterns from various Stitch and Bitch groups across America. And then there's also another Stitch and Bitch book that I would like to have someday called Son of Stitch and Bitch, which is a collection of patterns for items for men. It's both knit and crochet patterns for men. That would be really handy to find because there's not very many patterns out there for guy stuff, so that would be handy. I did see it at my local bookstore once, and now they don't have it anymore, and I guess I could buy it off of Amazon, but I'd like to wait and see if I could maybe score it at a thrift shop or something for really cheap. So hopefully I'll find that soon. Then we have Holiday Knits, which I found at a Salvation Army thrift store, and it's like brand new condition. It was such a good find. There's a lot of really beautiful ornaments and stockings and things in that. Then my Vintage Design Workshop, Knitting Techniques for Modern Style. This is a book that I got as a Christmas gift from a friend, and it teaches you how to adapt vintage patterns to fit your body shape, and also how to make modern patterns look a little more vintage. And I did a whole entire review of that recently in another video. I'll put a link to that down below. And then over here we have my just random needlecraft books. I found all of these at used bookshops in various areas of the city. This is my Better Homes and Gardens Knitting, Crochet, and Embroidery. The Good Housekeeping New Complete Book of Needlecraft. It has like all the needlecrafts you could ever want in there. Then the Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Needlework. It has all of those crafts in there. And then I found this at a Goodwill shop for like 50 cents. The Complete Encyclopedia of Stitchery. And it has all of those crafts in there. I don't know if you can read those. My camera will not focus. But it has like everything you can need to know about every like stitch craft, and it was only like 50 cents. It was a really good steal. And then I have sewing books here. I'm not really that into sewing yet, but I really want to get into it. The Singer Sewing Essentials I got from a neighbor of my sister's who didn't want it anymore. And then this I found at a used bookshop, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Sewing, and it has like everything you could need to know about both hand sewing and machine sewing. And then the rest of the books on this shelf are just other reference books for non-craft stuff, and some comic books there, and mine and my husband's high school yearbooks. So yeah, that is my craft book collection. Oh, and there's one more over here because I don't have enough room on my shelf. This is my Quick and Easy Crocheting. I found this at a used bookshop once for like $2. I've done tons of research on the internet, and I can't really find anything about it. There's not very much information about it out there. All I know is that it is from 1985, and it was a like a subscription service. You buy the binder, and then you subscribe, and they send you like decks of cards every month or whatever, and you have to collect them all and fill the binder. The company is Marshall and Cavendish Limited, copyright 1985, and there are, I believe there's like 18 different sections, so at least that's how many I have in here. And they each have dividers, and I know I am missing a bunch of patterns because all the dividers have examples of the types of patterns you'll find in each section, and I don't have all the patterns for the examples on some of these dividers. So I know I'm missing some. I have no idea how many I'm missing because I have no idea how many are supposed to be in this set. If anybody knows anything about this, please leave information down below because that would be really handy. So there are lots of sections in here with really neat patterns. I'll go through them quickly. There's casual wear for women, women's fashion, purses and totes. These are kind of hard to flip. Accessories and gifts for women, gifts for family and friends, babies and toddlers, toys and stuffed animals, bazaar bestsellers, holidays and Christmas, Afghans and baby blankets, tablecloths and placemats, home furnishings. Sorry, the camera's moving. Decorative throw pillows. And then there's a few, and then edgings and trims. And then there's a few sections back here on just various crochet techniques. So there's crochet know-how, textured stitches, lace patterns, and edgings, finishings, and trims. So those are all the sections in here. I think I counted a total of like 18 sections. So the two main things I want to know, if anybody knows anything about this, is how many dividers or sections there are, because I think I counted 18 in this. I want to know if there are any more than that in the collection. And then also, the pattern cards have little deck numbers here on the bottoms of the cards. And I have no idea how many decks there were in this collection. The highest number of deck cards I have in here is 23. I don't know if it goes any higher than that. So if anybody knows that, please leave that down below as well. As I said, I've searched all over the internet and I can't really find very much information about this. So if anybody knows anything, just please leave that information down below. I am trying to find more of these. I got this about a year ago and I've been keeping my eye out for more at the thrift shops and stuff, but I haven't been able to find anything. I have seen complete ones on like eBay and stuff, but they're so expensive. So I'm just going to continue trying to keep my eye out for them at the thrift shops and stuff. And so yeah, that is that. That was my craft book collection. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everybody's having a great week, and happy crafting.